Hey, Rob from Alabama Gulf Coast Gardening. We're going to plant a fig tree in what's going to become the food forest. You may have seen some of this in the other videos. There's another fig tree over there off in the distance, one of our Seminole pumpkins making its way across the yard here. Right back there is a real pretty navel orange tree, and here is a volunteer paulownia that's going to be a nitrogen fixer for this fig tree. Now we've picked this spot right there to put it, and of course we're going to put a few other plants along with it, and this video is just to show how we go about doing it. Okay, here's the hole as we've dug it so far. Trying to get down around 2.5 to 3 feet, and then we're going to start doing some composting down there. Put a whole lot of organic material down there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here's the dirt we got out of this hole. You can see it starts out, this was the topsoil. It's a nice looking sandy loam, and then the deeper we got, the more clay we got, till, as you can see at the bottom, we're looking at just nothing but pure clay. Doesn't really mean anything other than that's what it is. Okay, I told you we'll be putting some organic material down in the hole. Here's a piece of charcoal or biochar or whatever you want to call it. I call it a piece of wood that didn't burn all the way. But anyway, we're going to put that right in the very bottom of the hole. Wood and biochar acts as a good kind of a battery, if you will, storing water for the times that it's not so wet. Go ahead and toss that in before we can mow. And that's what we're going to start with, is that charcoal. All right, now we're going in with the rest of it. This is some leftover chicken soup that had been in the refrigerator too long. Some shrimp shells for some good little boiled shrimp we had, and then a bunch of livers and hearts that I've been saving from chickens that just stayed in the freezer too long and never made it into any kind of a dish. They're no good to us now, so I'm just going to throw them in the hole along with all this stuff now. A lot of places you look at composting, they'll talk about not using meat and things of that nature, and while it doesn't make sense to put them in a compost pile where the critters are going to all come take it away, it does make sense to me to put it in a hole underneath something that you're going to plant. I actually learned this from David the Good, who has a really great YouTube channel you should check out, and he also has a book about composting that you should get. Really good book, really good information. He has a really out-of-the-box way of looking at stuff like composting. Alright, now we're going in with some bones and chicken backs that I had left that I had planned on using for stock. That again just piled up in the freezer and stayed in there too long. They got old enough I'm not going to use them for stock, so they may as well feed the tree. The point of this is to get the hole deep enough that critters won't be wanting to come smell it and dig it out. These are actually bones that I did use for stock. Alright, we're going with a little bit of dirt. And then I'm going to go in with a bunch of kitchen scraps and some more bones actually. Okay. There we go. And now kitchen scraps like banana peels and onions and all that kind of stuff. Green beans that we didn't eat. All kind of stuff, paper towel tubes, brown bags, banana peels, tomatoes we didn't eat, celery, a little bit of coffee maybe. All right, just getting close to getting ready to plant. We end up putting some sticks in there, a little bit more wood. Got a good dose of water in there to make sure everything's good and damp down there. Tree ought to go in next. Here's a fig tree. We got this a couple months ago from Baker Creek. came in good shape, and it grew really, really fast, as you can see. See if we can get it out of here without hurting it. And in it goes. I had some pine bark in the bottom of that for good drainage, so that can go in the hole too. You can see pretty nice root development all the way around. I think I want that sitting a little higher. A little higher. It'll probably sink a little bit, but that'll be all right. And then we're just going to fill in with this nice topsoil here all the way around it. A little bit of clay maybe. Man, I'll use the dirt off of this grass and weeds that we dug up to finish it out. All right, there's the finished product. There's the fig tree nestled in nice next to its nitrogen fixer. Later this afternoon, if I have time, I'm going to build in a couple of plants to complete the guild here.
Home, no more home to me, whither must I wander? Hunger my driver, I go